Oh my gosh, this music is so much better than it has any right to be. I liked playing Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure when I was a kid. I kind of want to try playing it again to see if it's actually any good. Or if I was just a dumb kid, because that's possible too. Yeah, I definitely played this. It was either Windows 95 or Windows 98 that I played Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure. Everybody, we are back to Kuso6rande. Thank you so much for all of those who have followed and subscribed. Mindoxy, especially Time Wanderer. I appreciate that you rated after your match. Always is great to have y'all hopping on over. So give me just 1 second and we're gonna jump over to the GM reveal. Please welcome on in the beloved, the slightly terrifying, because most of the games that he gives out are pretty dang old, Donkey Klonk. Donkey Klonk, come chat with me. Come talk about video games. Do you have video games?
I certainly have. I was the person who tested the game in the last match, and I kind of schemed
I noticed.
I found a good game to make a double header with the previous games.
Yeah. It's a Barbarian game, right?
Yes, it's very much a Barbarian game. It's even called Barbarian. And just Barbarian.
It's just Barbarian.
The Kuso6rande 3, Barbarian by Psygnosis for the Amiga.
Oh, yeah. I think I know this game. I don't want to spoil it just in case I actually do know this game. Barbarian games are certainly something special, and you would be a barbarian if you didn't like them. Yeah, that's what I have to say. You know, I'm trying to think. Back when I was a kid, I never would play as barbarian classes for anything. I was always like, I'm either going to be a ninja sneaky guy, or I'm going to be like a magic person, or I'm going to be like a dual class person. But now these days, I'm like, you know what? Barbarians are cool, okay? Because, you know, even though I would always play an assassin class, I never played like an assassin. I'd always run out and get killed. And it doesn't work so well, you know? Turns out I was just a barbarian in heart.
That's also kind of a barbarian. The true barbarian is in the heart of all of us.
Scary. So, as with all Amiga games, I will work on getting this captured as much as I can before the match, and then after we get started, I will be recapturing. So, don't freak out if you see that it is messed up. Yeah, what about you? What kind of... Well, okay, I think... Although I always joke about being a bard, I never will play a bard class because I feel that is too appropriate for me. Instead, I'll play other classes and I'll act like a bard. What class do you feel you like the most, Donkey Klonk? Are you a barbarian type of fella?
I never had the kind of cool friends who would play D&D.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. If you played Diablo or any other online games and you got to choose a class, and what would you generally go with?
Something ranged. Probably a mage.
A mage. Okay, that's a decent choice. Okay, the only time that I would ever go mage class at all was if I could turn into an animal, because guess what? I'm a nerd. I'm a giant nerd who really liked playing, either having pet. Okay, if I could have pets or if I could become an animal, that was my jam. That's how I played my video games. And if not, then I would probably be sneaky. Okay, yeah, nerd, furry, whatever. Whatever. I could also say I chose that because I was gay. That sounds a lot less kosher. Oh, well, I'm turning up Tetsuya's sound and I hear none, but I presume there's just no audio on this screen.
Yeah, there is no audio until you start the actual game, unfortunately.
That's fine. I trust Tetsuya to get it working right. And as soon as I trust anybody, they're gonna not get it working right.
Also, the game has no in-game music you might want to put on a playlist because it's going to be basically all grunts once the game gets going.
Okay. As you can tell, by the way, things are captured differently for the players. That is expected, and don't yell at me because I'll fix things, okay? It's Amiga. Okay, we have 3 out of 4. 4 out of 4 are ready for this Barbarian game that probably has a lot of muscles. So if you didn't get in on the muscle action the first time, I just said the muscle action, yes. Get all of those emotes. And spam them, because I am going to start the countdown in Discord. Best of luck to the players. As soon as I see movement, I will start our timer. Yeah, Bongo, just running. Running.
All my core emotes are appropriate for this, especially 3 FPS.
Yeah. So welcome to the menu-based
Welcome to a point-and-click adventure.
Yeah. But this is a platformer. This is definitely a platformer, but you use mouse controls for the entire thing. Why? Because the devs hate us.
Yeah, this was by the same developers that would later give us Lemmings.
So this is like the first Lemmings.
Yes, it's
Proto-Lemmings.
Barbarian Lemming.
Oh my gosh, this game is so bad.
It is, and even if the controls were sane, it just has so awful hit detection, so awful combat, so awful one-shot Kaizo traps.
I do want everybody watching to know that this is not the worst version of the game as well.
No, there are 8-bit ports. I gave them the good version of this.
Yeah, this is the best possible version that could be given out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna play some music.
So Jangle Storm tried to go left from the start and got punished.
That happens.
Yeah, why not have an instant death trap on the first screen?
Oh my gosh. What a high quality video game we've got here today. Yeah, so with this, I would say that it's sort of King's Quest rules in that if you push left, you are going to walk left until another action stops you from walking.
Precisely, there is a dedicated stop button.
Oh, this game is so bad. Like, so bad. Ha!
Oh, and Tetsuya discovered the rock mimic. I'm surprised that didn't kill Tetsuya, because the hitboxes on everything are not generous.
Yeah.
And there's another death trap in Kaizoing Tetsuya.
Hey. Oh, Amiga with only the best sounds.
So this screen that Tetsugo had gamed over on is a huge pain where there is a guy shooting arrows which you have to jump over, followed by combat with the goblin. Orc, I think it looked more like.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, somehow this game is less playable than Pac-Man 2, even though you technically have more control. Oh no, Sev Highwind got the fall! Oh, onto the spikes below. This part is a little bit tricky, this bridge. I know you... Oh, the jump. There we go. Very nice. So, question. Are there other options for buttons when you're playing this game? Like...
Yes, you can use keyboard controls, and I think some of the players opted... but the keyboard controls are also awful. They are spread out all over the keyboard, so that you basically need to be a piano player.
Okay. Well, luckily I am. Let me see what these controls are. You gave the various controls. Okay.
Yeah, I gave the manual. When Dana gave this in Kuso6rande 3, he didn't give the manual.
So, left is move left, up, up, down, down, right, right. Okay, cool. S or F4 is your stop. Okay. J is jump, or F5. I would totally be using the F keys for this. F6 or R is run. A is attack, or F7. D or F8, defend. F or F9, flee. G or F1 is get. U or F2 is use. P or F3 is put down. This is atrocious. Honestly, using the buttons on the screen may be easier than using the keyboard buttons. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's... Wow. Okay. Why is YouTube being dumb right now? YouTube's being absolutely dumb and not continuing on my playlist, and instead trying to get me in trouble by... Oh my gosh, come on. Stupid YouTube. Okay, we're gonna go to Darkman music. That way, hopefully my playlist will actually keep playing. Because guess what? I'm probably gonna get a copyright notice on that Earthbound music, because that's what's happening these days. Thank you so much. Yeah, I absolutely do not have Earthbound on my playlist these days, and there's a reason. I did remove it all. It just left my playlist and decided Earthbound was going to be a good thing to play. Am I making a local recording? Yeah. We'll see what happens. It's fine. We'll live. We'll keep going. Look,
and the double KO. That is why the combat in this game is so bad. Because you can kill the enemy and still die.
Oh no, the skelly! I love when you're able to kill skeletons, and the skeletons even have ghosts. And they have skeleton ghosts. Like, it's interesting. I've never really thought about what happens when skeletons die, you know? But now we know. We had it answered. Oh my gosh, I remember these sound effects. Yeah, we had this game a few Kusos ago. I don't remember exactly when. It may have been either 4 or 3.
It was in 3.
Aha! Yeah, and this is one of the games that I was like, I totally see this coming back. And I thought it was going to be sooner than this. But no, I love that you came up with the idea of keeping a theme going. We've had a few of those happen, like with some of the Disney games that we've had. And it's great, it's inspiring.
Yeah, we had a double egghead as well. Yeah, there is a sequel to this, which has sane controls.
Wait, Sting controls like it's actually playable?
No, it still has bad combat and so on. But it doesn't have this control scheme.
Yeah, the thing is, like, this game is not good. The control scheme is terrible, but it's got so many good ideas. Definitely better implemented in Lemmings. But maybe if not for this game, we wouldn't have Lemmings, you know?
Yeah, so the team that made Lemmings DMA design later became Rockstar North, famous for the Grand Theft Auto games.
Really? Okay, interesting. I'd have to do a little bit more reading about that to see, like, what all of that means when it comes to video games. But we have some really good starts for all the players. You know, we're about 10 minutes in. We're seeing people figure out some of the death traps in this game, figuring out how to avoid them. The biggest thing is to remember where all the traps are and how to get past them. Then again, there are different weapons, different required items in order to get through the game that the players may or may not figure out. Ooh, Tetsuya just got jumped on.
Yeah, there's a point in the game where you need to have a bow, and you're soft lock if you didn't pick up the bow before that.
Yeah, getting the bow would definitely be advantageous if the players can figure out where it is. Is it across the falling bridge?
Yeah, there is one bow that is on a collapsing bridge, and there's one bow which is guarded by the Tin Man, and I don't know how to get past the Tin Man.
I remember the Tin Man. Like, there are ways to juke him out, but it is a little rough. Now, everybody, this came out in 1987, which I suppose because of when it came out, you know, we can be a little bit more forgiving of the frame rate for this game. Simply put, this animation and the detail is better than most of the other games coming out at that time, you know. This was still at the heyday of the Nintendo. Nintendo definitely didn't look this good. Played better, but didn't look this good. Yeah, so there are always marks of redemption when it comes to various video games. Tetsuya getting the spikes and unfortunately taking a death right there. Yeah, I'd say for 87, this is pretty dang impressive.
Yeah, at the time there were a few games that looked this good, but there are just some indefensible game design decisions made.
Yeah, I would agree with this. But, you know, looking at the company that made this, they really didn't make very many games before this one. This was, let me see, what else did they have a little bit before this? Why is it playing an AVGN video? This is not good. This is not what I asked for. I like him, but there are a few too many swears in AVGN playlist.
And the sad discovering that the game has fall damage.
Sure, play Metal Man, whatever. I don't even care. Of course this game has fall damage. I mean, why wouldn't it? Yeah, they made a game called Pteropods before the game that you see here, Barbarian, which looks like a space exploration. That looks pretty terrible. Okay, not gonna lie. They made Bratakas. What's a Brataka? I don't know. But this looks like a really strange adventure game, also sort of sci-fi themed. What happened?
Oh, Tetsuya discovered that one of the screens has a checkpoint. If you die on it, it puts you on the upper floor. And the upper floor also has a death trap on it.
Well, that's really nice. That's great. Thank you. Smartball, thank you for that sub. And yeah, Bugs Bunny's birthday blowout I love, but this definitely has a lower frame rate. Oh my gosh, Bugs Bunny's birthday blowout, one of the few games that I actually beat when I was a kid. Oh my gosh, the sound effects. In my right ear I heard rawr. I'm like, that's what I like to hear in my right ear. Rawr. Wait, Flynn Church, okay, is given some interesting information. Apparently, one of their earlier games, Bratakas, was shoved out after the cops kicked in the door and raided the developers' offices while being filmed. What? Okay, that is weird. Now, one of the developers on this game also designed the game Stonkers, which sounds like it should be about stocks, but isn't. Yeah. Maybe for better or for worse. Looks like a war game, like a war strategy game, so that is cool. Oh, apparently the FBI raided because they were late on payments. Okay. Yeah, don't do that, okay? The last person you want to pay late would be the government. Because they can do stuff about that. Huh. Do. Now, we do have people who worked on this game who also did some of the art for Shadow of the Beast, which, as far as I know, is a fairly decent game. I'm trying to remember if I've seen Shadow of the Beast or played any of it, but it looks pretty neat.
Yeah, it was also one of those games that showed off the Amiga's graphical capabilities, and it definitely runs a lot smoother than this, but also has some bad game design decisions.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I found one of the people who has a little bit of a legacy, you know, did some of the graphics for this, also worked on graphics for RoboCop 2. Of course, Hudson Hawk, Jurassic Park, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, scary, and also has worked as one of the artists on many of the Lego video games, including Lego Star Wars. So, thank you so much, Colin Rushby, for having an extended career after this game. We do have the person who worked on one of the title/end sequences of this game, who also did the intro sequence for Lemmings. Had artwork for Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, that game's not so good. But yeah, some of the people who worked on this definitely moved on to create the game that we all know and love, Lemmings. At least I know it and love it. Not Lemmings 3D, just Lemmings period. Oh my gosh, have you played Lemmings 3D, Donkey Kong?
I don't think I could tolerate it past the first level.
That's probably for the best. It's so bad. It is so bad. So, as it turns out, the person who did the Tetris logo design, at least the latest Tetris design that's being used, is also the person who made the cover for this video game, the cover illustration for Barbarian. I love this. I love all of the video game connections that we have, because it seems like most of the people who worked on this game didn't really stay together within the company. You know, it sounds like they got absorbed by other companies, but at the same time, many of them kept working in the video game world, you know, moved on and did great.
Yeah, the artwork for the cover of this game is taken from a Roger Dean painting, and Roger Dean is famous for album artwork, among other things.
So okay, everybody, we do have the rankings for the previous game. So update, everybody, update. Okay, Szechuan Steve was the second person to defeat the second boss. However, he proceeded to go in the exact opposite direction of where he needed to go, which puts him in fourth. OJ takes second, and Karaoke takes third. So, Szechuan Steve, I'm sorry that you are out of the tournament, but seriously, great fight there. You did great. Yeah, people are sort of reacting to Roger Dean, but yeah, Roger Dean totally did the cover art for this game. So, are there any aspects of this game that you would consider good, Donkey Kong? I mean, besides the graphics, which I think are fantastic.
It's really hard to think of something positive when the game's this unfair has just exceptionally awful controls.
Yeah.
No music, bare bone sounds. This is not a good game.
Seth Highwind is having a little bit of a breather. Understandable. You need to breathe every now and then. And it's completely understandable that you might have to go grab a drink of water or just look away from the computer. There's always something happening in this game. Oh my gosh, I love the rock that's on Janglestorm's screen, because I always think that is an object that will kill you. But it's not. It's... Wait. It does.
Look closely. The rock turns into a monster, and that monster will kill you. Look at Janglestorm's screen, and now the rock is going to kill Janglestorm, yeah. Yeah,
that's not how I would expect to die from a rock, but hey, I don't know. I don't know much about geology. JK, I had a geology class. We covered these monsters extensively. Ooh, Tetsuya just died and got knocked to the next screen. So, here's the deal. We're seeing a lot of the same areas over and over again. How do we really tell progress in this game?
Well, the game is pretty much linear. There is like one... area where you pick up the bow that is missable, but you can't make progress if you don't pick up the bow. Of course, you don't know that until later.
Mm-hmm.
But the game is very linear. When you die,
it does show your completion percentage, right?
Yes, but I think there's one point in the game where... So, if you get to the dragon, the game will always show 34%.
Okay.
But getting to the dragon without a bow is less progress than getting to the dragon with the bow.
That's fair enough.
Also, nobody will get past the dragon.
So you say, so you say. Actually, I think you're right, yeah. So, the biggest thing, if the game is mostly linear to that point, but they didn't get the bow, essentially it will probably be whoever makes it closest to the dragon. Once the dragon has been reached, whoever has the bow went at the dragon. And then after that, if for some reason everybody gets there, then it may be either who can get furthest past the dragon, or just whoever got there first. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's possible to get past the dragon without shooting it, though.
No, you need a bow.
Aha! Also, Chad is asking if they know that they need the bow, and odds are no. Odds are no, they don't know that they need the bow.
I gave them the manual. The manual shows how to use the bow, so they know the bow is an option. But I haven't told them that the bow is necessary.
Yeah. Now, this manual does actually have a little bit of lore. So let me go ahead and read this to you. I'll try my best voice for this. Welcome to the world of Barbarian. In this world, you control our hero, Hagar. Yeah, once the game has started, you will see him standing in the marsh using the mouse, joystick, or keyboard, or all three simultaneously. You issue commands that control his actions. Oh, that sounds like a nightmare, using all three at the same time. This is part of the lore, by the way. Okay. Thus enabling you to explore the world of Durgan. You should always remember that Barbarian features context-sensitive animation, which allows the same commands to do different things depending on the situation Igor is involved in. In order to complete the game, you must locate and destroy the crystal, which is the source of the evil power of Necron. Once the crystal has been destroyed, the volcano in which Dorgan is located will start to erupt, making it imperative that you reach the surface again before it blows. The time that it took you to destroy the crystal is not only your score for the game, but it is also the time which you have to get back to the starting point in the marsh. That about to erupt phase of gameplay is indicated by your score timer now counting backwards at a slightly red tinge to the normally black color of the screen's border. What?
Yep, you don't just have to beat the game, you have to beat the game and go back to the start.
And the faster you do it, the less time you have to escape?
This game is just a parade of bad decisions.
You know, I sort of appreciate that. They're like, oh yeah, if you think you're this good, well, you have less time to escape now, so good job, nerd. Yeah, that's like the opposite of death by timer. It's death by going too fast. My gosh, that is beautiful. Let me see, is there anything else to this lore? That's probably just about it. The game may be controlled from the keyboard, by the mouse, or joystick, or in any combination. Whilst you are playing Barbarian, you will see a strip of icons at the bottom of the screen. Pressing the right mouse button will reveal a second icon strip, which also contains the game's status information. Yeah, I see. You have 3 naked dudes standing there, like on Seth's screen. Well, everybody, this is being pretty dang fun so far. We are almost half an hour into the match. Nobody has seen the dragon yet. I presume we will get to the point where people see the dragon, but getting the bow and making it to the dragon will be essential for making any progress. Not like they'll get past the dragon, but hey. Honestly, you know, we have to think. In general, the way that we judge progress when these matches happen, and no other information is given out, is basically how much progress physically through the game the players have made, you know, distance-wise. While there is a completion meter for this game, that may not matter too much when it comes to judging who has taken the victory today, just because Completion may or may not have to deal with the actual goals of beating the game. Getting the bow, though, would be a sufficient tiebreaker because you have to have the bow in order to beat the dragon. So if we did have two players get to the same place and one of them has the bow and the other one doesn't, then it would be a pretty clear indication that the one person who has the bow has completed a little bit more of what's required in order to get through.
Also, the game has massive lore, which a massive lore dump, which I posted in the Game Master chat. I don't expect anyone to read that.
Oh. Let me see. Oh, yeah, you did.
It's where we learn that the main character is called Hagar the Barbarian.
Hagar. From an early age, Hagar was schooled in the use of several weapons by his father, Thorin, a revered and respected hunter. Each day, before most of the other villagers were awake, Hagar and his father would go off into the woods that surrounded the little village of Telston. How do you come up with such crappy names?
I just want to warn you, that is really long.
Oh my gosh. Okay, scrolls. Yeah, this would probably take the entire match and possibly more for me to read. And that includes going back in time half an hour and starting this. Holy freaking crap! How do you have so much lore for a game that has like no lore inside of it?
But apart from the bow, I think the percentage that the game shows is a good measure.
Okay. Yeah, the score seems to increase the closer they get to the dragon, correct?
Yeah, the score increases with each screen you enter.
Okay, gotcha. Are there any optional screens to go to, though?
There are some parts of the maps that are not necessary, but those pretty much just lead to pits.
Yeah. Yeah, so if it's pretty much going to be the same as people are making it through towards the dragon, then that makes sense. Yeah, everybody, you can keep an eye when people get a game over, when the various players get a game over, keep an eye on the completion percentage, and that will give a decent estimation for who is in the lead.
Also, the bow is missable but required.
Yeah, but I do think that brings up the question, will anybody actually go and get it? The first time that we had this game as a match, nobody did, and because of that, it really didn't factor too much into it. Now, what I noticed on Janglestorm's screen is that there's this red... Oh, that's his mouse. Never mind.
That's just a mouse cursor,
like,
yes.
Okay, there's this crosshair. Okay. I do like these weird, like, drill-nosed enemies. I don't know what they are, but apparently you can die while somersaulting over them, and then body just lies in the air. They're fierce, though. Let me tell you. There we go. That was 21% completed. Oh, that was Tetsuya's screen as well. Janglestorm currently wandering to the left, the correct way to go in order to get to the dragon. The bow is up above, though, behind Man with Horn, behind the Tin Man, yeah. I'm not
I don't know how to get past the Tin Man. There are two bows, and the other is on a collapsing bridge we haven't seen.
Yeah, we may see that later. Honestly, if you can... Ooh, it looks like Janglestorm has found a new friend. Angry Bull Guy. thingy. Oh, and the bull is dead. Can you pick up these arrows here?
Yeah. You need the arrows for the bow.
So you definitely need to grab them. Okay. As with most bows. Not the kind you put in your hair. Da 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 da.
Oh, and on the way back, of course, every enemy respawns every time you re-enter a room.
Okay. So, yeah, everybody is getting around 21% through this game.
Django Storm getting trapped by the rotten checkpoint again.
I'm just going to go ahead and drop in the Discord specifically letting them know, even though it should be fairly clear to them right now that a percentage pops up after they get a game over. I think it is fair to let them know that that is one of the main conditions that we're looking at for progress in this game.
Definitely. What counts as progress should be clear to the players.
Yep.
And of course you need to... The amount of lives that you have is hidden by default, which is another decision. Oh, this is where if you go right, you can pick up the bow and the Tetsuya. This is the most progress anyone has made so far, but Tetsuya missed the bow.
Yeah, but not really a huge deal because honestly, what we'll have to see is somebody make it to the dragon, because that is the most amount of progress that a player is likely to make at this point. And then once Tetsuya has made it to the dragon, he will probably realize that he's not going to be able to kill this thing. That's if he makes it. He still might not be able to get there.
Yeah, this long descending ladder is pretty close to where the dragon is. Seth discovering that a bow with a Tin Man is a trap because the Tin Man is invincible.
Not the Tin Man. Whatever. Throw a bucket of water on him. You're good. Okay, Tetsuya, going to the right. Is this where the dragon
Oh, good reactions, because going left is a trap.
Yeah, he almost died going to the left. Oh, there's the dragon thing, and we got burned. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. Great attempt there. Of course, Tetsuya did not have the required item to get past the dragon and therefore was unable to do so. However, he is the first one to make it that far, and so that is a definitive lead. Now, if somebody can get to the dragon while having the bow, that would be a significant tiebreaker for that. Otherwise, Tetsuya will likely take the victory here. I say that 38 minutes in, that is what determined the victory in our previous match when we had this back in Kuso 3. So, the players are generally a little bit stronger this year than they were 3 years ago. We've been getting stronger and stronger competitors as the years have gone by. But still, I don't know if any of them will figure out the bow.
Yeah, this was also a match which was fairly deep into the brackets in Kuso 3.
Yeah, and we're still in group stages here. With that said, looking at how the players have played it so far, this is a 7-point match. The players did fairly well in their first round. And simply put, we know Tetsuya has played extremely well in the past, Janglestorm as well. Seth has been a strong competitor. I believe it's Zed is new this year, but already off to a pretty dang good start. I could see players making a little bit more progress here, but I'm not 100% sure.
Also, this kind of fits in with other games I've given in that it has special controls. I kind of like giving games with special controls.
I've noticed. But then again, I actually really like it because, the developers were not content with the status quo. They didn't make the same game that everybody else was making. They tried something new. And while it failed with this, it really ended up being successful with Lemmings having this control system. So... Ugh. Oh my gosh. Well, 40 minutes in, 20 minutes left. Honestly, I'm not completely sure who is in second, third, or fourth at this point. We do know that Tetsuya has made the most progress, though Seth is getting close to where Janglestorm made it to before. The biggest thing that Seth needs to do, though, is go down the stairs rather than Janglestorm, who just went to the left. It's Zed is also in the same area here. There's the Tin Man. Okay, so Janglestorm was definitely past this area. Tetsuya going back up the ladder. Good choice, because there is stuff to the right. Oh my gosh. Okay, Tetsuya killing that dude, but unfortunately dying at the same time. Oh my gosh, how do you deal with him?
Well, every enemy in this game has an opportunity to give you a double KO.
Well, that's nice. So, Tetsuya just got unlucky, is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that this game's combat is not good.
Fair enough.
Also, the bow that you must get on the right, it's on a collapsing platform. And yeah, that's just a death trap you're going to have to learn along with the rest of the Kaiser mess of this game.
Yeah. Like, honestly, because the frame rate of this game is so low, like, you may be able to respond or react to various things popping up on the screen. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot of... It still is fairly precise. I want to say frame perfect in many cases, but even though the frames are long, that's still, having the opening of 3 or 4 frames for any other game is still a fairly tight window. you know?
I think Zed is the second person to make it on this long stairway to the dragon.
Ooh.
Also checking out what's to the right.
Or it's Zed.
It's Zed.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Zed has found guy with helmet. Unfortunately gets stabbed in the face. That is prone to happen when you're dealing with dudes with swords. And it's Zed has managed to get past, but unfortunately falling to his death. Oh, this is a good fall. Oh no! Still, I do believe that's more progress than other players, which would put Zed in a solid second place at this point.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain 32% is a second.
Okay. I just love the giant brick that comes from the ceiling, like right near the beginning of the game. It just teaches you that this game is going to be full of crap. And that's what this is. Like, oh, I love the ideas, but this game is just unplayable, especially if you're just...
Even the first screen will kill you if you dare to go to the left.
Yeah.
So this game really advertises its intentions, and its intention is to kill you unfairly.
Oh, yeah. I love the dog barking. Oh, good. Oh, no, Tetsuya died and got forced into the upper screen. Oh,
yeah, and
so
the upper
good.
screen. Oh, again with a lousy checkpoint.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
So why not have the checkpoints that put you further away from your goal?
It's perfect. It's exactly what I hoped for when it came to video games. The thing is, like, he didn't even die on that screen. He died and got knocked into that screen, which then put him in a worse checkpoint because there was no way that he could die from the bottom part. I don't know. I love it. Rawr. Do. Oh my gosh. Well, we have 14 minutes left. We're starting to get close to the end here. I'm trying to think. Luckily, for those who are watching at home, if you want to play this, but really are not okay with the endless deaths here, you can actually... There's a code for invincibility. 040859 apparently is the code that you would enter in order to become invincible, per what I'm finding. So, you know, it could be somewhat... Then again, what does invincibility mean? They're death pits. I hope you're not invincible when you fall into the death pits. Quote-unquote invincible. Maybe you're able to figure that part out. What I actually think in regards to older games is that, yeah, a lot of them are extremely difficult, and games in general should be enjoyed the way that you would enjoy them personally. If that means using cheats, using Game Genie, using anything else, then go for it. You know, I'm not going to be your boss. I'm not going to go ahead and gatekeep and say you didn't beat it the real way. Whatever. You've played Barbarian for Amiga. I mean, cool if you do manage to play this game and beat it without using those cheats. But if you just want to experience everything that the game has to offer, then that, I think, is a reasonable way to do it, you know?
especially for games like this, where you always start at the beginning and you have the traps that you cannot possibly foresee or react to.
Mm-hmm. My gosh. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, there are going to be things later on in video games, in many of the earlier games, that you'll find out that you needed an item on the first screen of the game, and because you didn't pick it up, or you can't beat the game, but there is no way you could have known. You know, it's total BS, okay? And you should definitely feel okay working around some of the BS of older games. And honestly, as chat said, there's no wrong way to play a single-player game. I definitely stand by that. Now, if it's your personal preference to play the game without looking things up, without reading, without, using any codes that are going to help you through the toughest parts, then that is completely fine. You can enjoy the game that way. For something like this, I wouldn't be too emotionally invested in this game personally, because the game is a total butt, but I would be interested in seeing what's after the dragon. You know?
I like that Seph's way to do jumps is to face the other direction and then do a backflip.
Oh my gosh, Karo Z, there are wrong ways to play single-player games, like running into walls. Now listen here, okay, you giant nerd. I run into walls in order to see if I can go through them. That's how I play my video games. That's sort of how we were able to figure out some of the glitches in Rambo NES. As a matter of fact, Cadis, I have run into many walls in real life, so yes. Oh, Tetsuya is at the dragon trying some fancy backflips, forward flips, trying to see if there is any way past this dragon that doesn't lead to death, and the answer is no. Actually, people are right. What was it? I don't remember. Oh, Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein. Yeah, you gotta run into all the walls. You know? Kind of how it goes. Playlist? I click next song and it decides not to play anything. YouTube is broken again. Everybody, please give your thoughts and prayers to YouTube to hopefully make an interface, specifically a playlist that works correctly. Because they need it. Rawr. Rawr. Tristan, YouTube ain't getting crap from you. Well, you know, I'm not saying give them money, just give them thoughts and prayers. How about that? Oh, okay, everybody. Just relax a bit. No thoughts or prayers? Maybe one thought. Maybe half a prayer? I don't know. You can give angry thoughts and annoyances. I didn't say what kind of thoughts. Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Zed is going to see the dragon. Boom, roasted.
Like, I really like this dragon. It's not just a typical dragon you would normally see in a video game. It looks like a dinosaur. And a very nicely designed dinosaur at that. I'm a fan. Oh my gosh, Karo Z, yeah. Bongo running away from those dinosaurs, you know. You gotta keep running. Keep running, Bongo. He thought he could run away from my heart, but nah, he's wrong. Oh, look, everybody is on to this bridge section. Now, nobody other than Tetsuya has seen the dragon.
Oh, this is going to be...
yeah, Seth could potentially do it right before Jangle. Now, nobody's going to be eliminated from this match due to the placements that they had the previous match. However, whoever comes in fourth is going to essentially have to play perfectly the next two matches to hope to stay in. Oh, apparently Zed got dragon roasted. I missed that.
This might come down to if you go left or right after the bridge, after the ladder down, with Jangle Storm and Seth.
Oh my gosh. If you're just walking when you get to that point, you may have time to react. But Jangle Storm is also using the mouse, and I am very concerned about that because it's not as easy to react when you're just using the mouse.
Well, you can buffer, and you must buffer your inputs in this, because the frame rate is the frame rate.
Yeah. Jangle Storm, no! Oh, you turned around! Oh my gosh! Okay, Jangle Storm did not die. I think Jangle Storm will lock in third fairly soon. Oh. Whew. No, where are you going? Rounds to the right. So, yeah, essentially, I think it is going to be basically a four-way tie for people getting to the dragon. Seth getting there right then as well. Damn, everybody has seen the dragon, but nobody has gotten the bow. So in this case, if anybody can get the bow, that will be more progress than the other players. You know, I do like the sound effects in this game. I'm a pretty big fan. White Panther is saying that they doubt anybody will stray from the forward path. But at the same time, Tetsuya has seen what is across the bridge, right? Tetsuya has been in that area, just wasn't able to jump and thus died immediately. I feel like Tetsuya may consider going for the boat. Doesn't really matter too much since he's currently in first. But all of the players, I think this is their last chance. If they have,
I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone die to the collapsing bridge where the bow is, because that's so alluring.
Well,
if you've seen the bow.
I mean, Tetsuya died in that room, but it wasn't because of... Oh wait, Tetsuya's going for this bow. You can get past Tin Man. I think we had one person once get past Tin Man here. I don't remember how, but somebody did in Kuso6rande. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Ooh, Seth, death by giant stone with spikes. Tetsuya, thank you. I needed that in my life.
Flashing warning. But at least we get to show the intro.
And a very minor amount of flashing. I'm so happy that we got to see this game again. It's been way too long. Okay, I'm a giant fan. By the way, I don't think I noticed, but thank you so much, Double Donut, for the host, and thank you, Radama Ford, for resubscribing. You both are amazing. Thank you. Yeah, it looks like Tetsuya is just going to sit on this screen and have Barbarian just chop away. Yeah! And then we get to see the dinosaurs / dragon. Okay. So let's pay attention to Jangle, Storm, and Seth and what they're able to do. I don't know where Seth is going. Oh, apparently dying. Okay. The biggest thing is that this game is very imprecise when it comes to anything. And because of that, it's just... Wait, is Tetsuya playing without getting the sword? Okay.
Yeah, this game has a flee button, which does not help you in any way, and you drop your sword if you flee.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I wonder how far you can get in the game. Yeah, nobody is going to make more progress than they had before. What an amazing video game this is. Oh my gosh, Dana, you made a great animated emote with wiggly eyebrow dude. Oh, that is beautiful. I love it. So everybody in chat, if you see that link there, it is a link to this guy's beautiful face during the intro cutscene. Well, here we go, the final 10 seconds. Oh, apparently it's been on the server forever. Well, I forgot it was from this game. Now I remember, because you told me. And that is time, everybody. Throw your arms up in the air, okay? Wiggle them a bunch just like he wiggles his eyebrows. Celebrate because as it turns out, Tetsuya made the most progress as early as possible in this game. Everybody made the same amount of progress. What a video game. I'll go ahead and welcome Tetsuya in. Tetsuya's like, you're kidding. Yeah, Tetsuya, you won this match. Yeah, and the fact that everybody reached the dragon, but nobody had the bow. Jango Storm's like, yeah, I figured the bow would be tough to grab. It's true. But here's the rundown. Tetsuya takes first. It's Zed takes second, Jango Storm third, and Seth Highwind fourth. And all four of them are still in the tournament. It's just going to determine who has an easier time going forward. And Tetsuya gets the easiest of times. Yeah. Oh, so Donkey Kong, how do you feel that the players did today?
Well, I know that getting past the dragon wouldn't happen, but this is good progress.
Yeah, like seriously, the dragon is an expected wall. As you said, you didn't think anybody was going to get past him, and you were right. But Tetsuya, you're here. You got to play this game. Talk to me. How are you doing?
Unbelievable, man. I can't believe that with the showing that I put into that game that I got first.
Why?
I was sure at every single turn that I was like dead last. Nothing was working. Everything was killing me. Traps were only sometimes triggering. I'm pretty sure that iron golem thing is invincible and I can't get the bow behind him.
Apparently the bow behind him is fake though, so...
It's fake?
For what Kate said, oh my gosh.
Okay, well, I guess I'm glad I avoided it then.
Well,
but...
yeah. There is apparently a real bow.
Where is
you're
it?
the only
because
one who saw it.
Everywhere.
It's on the platform that you fell 3 screens from.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so if you went back there and got the bow, then you technically would have made a little tiny bit more progress than other players. You didn't, though. It was a 4-way tie. You win.
Oh, and by the way, the platform the bow is on collapses.
Of course.
I mean, why wouldn't it, you know? Just
So
adding...
did I just get to the dragon first? Did everyone get to the dragon?
Yeah, everybody did.
Did everyone get stun locked by the dragon and continually die?
Yeah, everybody died.
That was pretty special.
Yeah, you've got to use the bow against the dragon, although apparently that's frustrating in and of itself. So, you know, we've talked about a few of the frustrations with this game. Talk to me about your overall experience playing it.
Okay, so no kidding, I expected it to be way worse because it seems like one of those really old DOS games where, you know, they don't have a modern control scheme figured out yet. I saw the copyright date was 1987, and I remember playing a lot of games like this as a kid, where it was before the time of, like, having those newfangled mice for your computers, and you had to do everything on your keyboard. But I actually played a lot of those games that had like the on-screen buttons when I was a kid, so it kind of brought me back to a weird time. I couldn't name any of them. I was very small, but it awakened that fever dream part of my brain that's like, you've done this before, it's fine.
Yeah, there were a lot of weird games in the 80s, and like, this game had so much ambition and really experimented with stuff, and essentially, I think it's because of this game that we got Lemmings. Like, yeah, it's the same
quality
people.
Of the game seems to skyrocket as the copyright date goes back. Like, for a 1987 game, this is actually pretty cool. Like, if I had this when I was a kid, like, very, very small kid, I probably would have been way into it.
Yeah. What do you think about using, like, mouse controls? Which control layout did you end up using?
I use the keyboard controls because that kind of felt the most comfortable to me. I usually use pad whenever I can, and this, like, seems like it's not conducive to that. I probably should have, like, hit all the buttons through Joy to key. Instead, I did some weird, like, claw thing where I had a couple fingers on ASDF, and then R for run, and then way over on the J for jump, and then my other hand on the arrow keys. And then there was one particular ladder in there that didn't respond to down on the keyboard, so I had to take everything off the keyboard to click that specific ladder with the mouse.
Wow.
Yeah, it was something.
Oh, for Hedge Maze's benefit, let me go ahead and see which side of the screen you're on the left. So that is where we got the victory here. Yeah, it looked like you could use the F keys, F1 through F8 as well, though I'm really not sure how well that works.
That would have been a lot better than the claw.
I mean, you had the manual.
Is there a... Well, the manual didn't say anything about the
F does. If you look at the controls, it says right next to all of the...
way.
Yeah, go look. Go look right now, okay? It's pinned. It's pinned. You should look at the controls. Because it's pinned there. And it says...
Or F4, 5... Ah,
S
I see.
or F4 is stop. J or F5 is jump. Yeah, not saying that's necessarily better, but...
At least they had the wherewithal to put the flee key on F9 all the way over there. Was there a purpose to that, or was it just hilarious?
Donkey
Of course
Kong?
it's just to troll you, because this game is a huge troll. And by the way, the last time this game was given out in Kuso6rande, the manual wasn't given out with it, so you would have to use the mouse.
Yeah,
Gross.
they had to use the mouse. It was perfect. Oh, Donkey Kong, thank you for actually showing some mercy this time. Oh, apparently they had to use joystick controls? I don't know. They used...
That was an option too.
Yeah.
They're suggesting you can use any combination of mouse, keyboard, and joystick, like some guy's gonna be there like, yeah, a keyboard and joystick, master race, this is how I play all my games.
Keyboard, joystick, and mouse, Tetsuya. Come on, be a real pro.
Yeah, get your foot in there.
Oh, yeah.
Up your APN.
Seriously, thank you so much. You did great this round. You definitely have a good chance of making it into the bracket. Before you go, is there anything that you want to let people know about? Anything over at your stream or anything that you're participating in?
Not really. It's been pretty quiet over here as things go back to normal in my neck of the woods. I've been able to go back to my local game stores, so I'm doing a lot of tabletop games lately and not a lot of video games lately.
You know,
But-
that's completely fine. I
it's been
love
great.
tabletop as well. Well,
It's been increasing my quality of life.
what's your favorite tabletop game that you've been playing lately?
Right now, I'm just starting this fairly old war game called Infinity. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's like a small scale skirmish game, kind of like XCOM, Rainbow Six Siege, where you like dip around corners and you're always in Overwatch. It's a lot of fun. War games are fun. Everyone should play war games.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, I'll have to check that out, see what it's like. Well, I think that's all that we have for today. Thank you so much, Tetsuya and Donkey Kong. Thank you for giving this game out. I will see both of you next time. Take care.
Thanks for having me. Had a great time.
All right, see you, Tetsuya.